Hey guys, this is Brad Lincoln from Pathway to Oz, and today I'm going to just discuss with you a bit about the common mistakes people make when exploring the study visa as an option to come to Australia or remain in Australia, and just some common mistakes people make when going down this path. So hopefully it'll help you navigate the system, help you research a little bit better, and just get an understanding of how all this works. Common mistake number one, choosing the wrong school and the wrong course, or the wrong course I should say. When selecting a program, it's so imperative to speak with an agent like Pathway to Oz to get the best information about what is available to you. Now there is thousands and thousands of schools in Australia. Not all of them can deliver programs to international students. And you'll be surprised about how many schools who aren't in the international sector just have no idea about how it works. I've had students who have said, I've spoken to a school and they said I can get an enrollment and all this type of stuff, but they're not even actually registered to take international students. So the big thing to look at here is CRICOS, that's CRICOS. This is the register of schools that are allowed to deliver programs to international students. So if you're looking at a school, you see a program you like, if they're not CRICOS registered, unfortunately that's not going to work for you. But contact us if you have a course in mind that you're looking for. I guarantee we'd be able to find something in the international sector that will be able to work for you and give you the best chance of getting your student visa granted. Number two, selecting the right intake for your program. This is something that's been popping up a lot lately because we're getting a lot more onshore applications. So people who are here in Australia looking to remain and stay on. There's a huge blown out processing time with student visas at the moment. Okay, we're talking 5 to 6 months. For example, their visa's up in December. They're talking about enrolling in July because they know it's going to take about 6 months for their visa to process. In a perfect scenario, yeah, great. However, that doesn't work. You're not going to get allowed to really lodge your application for your student visa. If you end in December and you want to start in July, that's too big of a gap. Okay, the government's going to be going, well, what are you doing? In the meantime, you need to be enrolled in a course, you need to be studying, all that sort of thing. So, rule of thumb, you want to be starting your course within at least 3 months of your student visa end date. Some schools even prefer you to start earlier, like they want you to start as soon as possible from your visa ending, because it does actually look better to immigration. It shows that you're a genuine student. If you keep deferring your intake date and changing it, pushing it back, it really hurts your argument that you're a genuine student. A genuine student is, they're here to study, that's the main and number one focus. Working, partying, having fun, all great things, don't get me wrong, but it can't be your number one focus, right? Study's got to be the number one focus, and that's what we've got to be looking. So getting that intake date as close to your visa end date to give you the best chance of having your visa approved is a really good recommendation. Visa documents. Visa documents range dramatically depending on where you're coming from and where you're going to be studying. I really recommend chatting with an expert, but if you are a strong, independent person and want to try and do this all by yourself, that's fine too, but I'm going to give you a really good tool to help you here. Now that is the Australian Immigration Document Checklist. Now what you do with this is you simply put in your country of origin, so the passport you hold, and the school you intend applying to go to. What that's going to do is going to give you a list of all the mandatory documents you're going to need to supply with your visa application. For some schools or some nationalities, you may need to provide IELTS, you may need to provide financials, you may need to provide a whole range of different things, right? Others may not. You may not need to provide IELTS, you may not need to provide financials. This tool will tell you exactly what you need to supply. From the very beginning, this should be your first step, is figuring out what documents you need to apply. Can you obtain those documents? English, definitely something you need to start preparing for. Tests can have months waiting lists depending on the region you're in. Financials, if you don't have them, can be very difficult to just make appear. So check out that link, very important. Probably my number one piece of advice to you, prepare. And then finally guys, the genuine student statement. This is basically your statement about why you're doing this, why it's important to you, how it's going to benefit your future. Be straight, be to the point, give solid, relevant information how this is going to be of a benefit to you by studying in Australia. How the cultural differences may help you with obtaining jobs in different industries and different things because you've had more of a broader experience around the world. Don't sit and just fluff things out, expand on things that mean nothing, back it up with relevant information, and make it make sense. Make what you're studying make sense to your future plans and what you want to do. Like, there's no point in coming out here and saying, I want to study leadership and management because then I want to go home to my home country and open a service center or a service station. Okay, well, why? There's maybe other courses better you could do that are more relevant to that, maybe business or marketing, other things, you know what I mean? So make the course you're doing make sense to your future career. Immigration's going to be looking for every reason to refuse this visa. They're not looking for every reason to grant it. Keep that in mind. But guys, when it comes to the genuine student statement, remember, Pathway to Oz is a free service to international students. I have a dedicated team here who are absolute experts at writing genuine temporary student statements and making all of those arguments make sense. So if you are exploring this and you are getting confused and it's all becoming a bit overwhelming, which I totally understand, get in contact with the team here. We're happy to assist and we can get all of this process done as smoothly and as less stressful for you as possible.